Morning's light breaks, casting shadows that retreat before the promise of a new day. Each dawn invites a fresh start, a moment to connect with God. This isn't just about waking up. It's about claiming the protection and strength that comes from a mighty fortress built by faith. Imagine stepping into the morning, enveloped by the assurance of God's presence surrounding you like a stronghold. In Psalm 91, we read about the safety found in God. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This isn't just poetic language. It's an invitation to seek refuge in God's might. Picture it, a fortress, strong and unwavering, shielding you from the storms of life. Every morning offers a chance to remind ourselves of this promise. Consider the story of David, a man who knew both triumph and despair. When he faced Goliath, it wasn't mere bravery that propelled him forward. It was his unwavering faith in God. He declared, "The battle is the Lord's," and stepped onto that battlefield with the confidence of a warrior protected by divine strength. David's prayers were not just rituals. They were affirmations of his faith, claiming God's mighty fortress around him. Morning prayer becomes a powerful tool to invoke this same strength. It's more than a routine. It's a declaration of trust. When you rise and turn your heart toward God, you're not just seeking guidance for the day ahead. You're actively claiming the fortress that surrounds you, a shelter against doubt and fear. In Isaiah 41:10, the Lord reassures us, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." This morning, as you lift your voice in prayer, remind yourself of this promise. It's not about the words you say, but the heart behind them. Speak from a place of faith, knowing that God stands as a guardian, a fortress that protects your spirit from the onslaught of negativity and despair. Think about what it means to be in God's fortress. It's a place of joy, strength, and peace. Nehemiah 8:10 reminds us that the joy of the Lord is your strength. Joy isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a deep-rooted assurance that comes from being in God's presence. When you pray each morning, acknowledge that joy and let it fill your heart. It's in this joy that you find the resilience to face whatever comes your way. Consider the contrast between joy and happiness. Happiness often hinges on circumstances, good news, a sunny day, or a compliment. But joy is a choice anchored in the unchanging nature of God. It flourishes even amid hardship. When you claim God's fortress each morning, you tap into a source of joy that transcends the ups and downs of life. The act of prayer itself is a powerful declaration of your faith. It's a way to invite God into your day, to acknowledge His presence as a protective shield. Imagine starting your day by saying, "Lord, I claim your mighty fortress around me." You're not just speaking words, you're affirming a reality that shapes your perspective. This isn't about a perfect morning or a flawless prayer. It's about authenticity. God meets us where we are, imperfect, messy, and sometimes doubting. In those moments, when the weight of the world feels heavy, remember that you can call upon Him. He invites you to lay your burdens at His feet. In Psalm 16:11 it said, You will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. That fullness isn't reserved for special occasions. It's available to you every morning. Establishing a routine of prayer and communion with God invites His presence into your life, fortifying you against the challenges that lie ahead. Think of the mornings when you felt overwhelmed or anxious. What if, instead of succumbing to those feelings, you claimed God's fortress with a simple prayer? You might say, God, I trust you to protect me today. Surround me with your strength. This act shifts your focus from your worries to His promises. As the sun rises, the world awakens with its noise and distractions. In that moment of quiet before the chaos, you can carve out time to connect with God. It's in this stillness that you can truly feel the embrace of His fortress. Embrace the morning as a sacred time. Let the first thoughts of your day be centered on God's protection and strength. Acknowledge the battles that may come, but focus on the victory that lies in His hands. Each morning prayer is a chance to fortify your spirit, to claim the might of a fortress that is always ready to defend you. Reflect on this. As you stand at the threshold of a new day, do you feel the weight of the world pressing down? Or can you sense the surrounding fortress of God's presence? Engage with that thought. Each morning is an opportunity to step into divine protection, a reminder that you are never alone. The call is clear. Rise up, pray, and claim that fortress. Let joy fill your heart, knowing you are shielded by God's mighty hand. This isn't just a routine, it's a lifeline. Imagine waking up to the day ahead, the sun peeking through your window, and the first thought that crosses your mind is a prayer. Not just any prayer, but a heartfelt invocation that claims God's mighty fortress around you. This isn't just a ritual. It's an act of faith, a declaration that you trust in God's protection and strength. Joy is the bedrock of this belief. It's more than just a fleeting feeling. It's a state of being that allows you to access God's blessings. Think about the verses in Isaiah 12:3 which say, "With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation." Joy is the vessel through which you receive God's gifts. It empowers you to navigate life's challenges. Without it, the weight of external circumstances can easily overshadow your spirit. Joy differs significantly from happiness. Happiness is often conditional, reliant on what's happening around you. Maybe it's a promotion at work, a kind word from a friend, or a beautiful day. But joy is rooted deep within an unwavering confidence in God's promises. Habakkuk 3:18 states, "Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation." This is a bold affirmation amidst trials. Joy remains steadfast, enabling you to remain anchored even when storms rage. When you start your morning with a prayer that claims God's mighty fortress, you're not just seeking protection, you're also inviting joy into your life. Picture this. You wake up feeling heavy, perhaps burdened by worries or doubts. Instead of succumbing to those feelings, you take a moment to pray. You declare, "God, surround me with your might. Let your fortress be my refuge today." Instantly, that heaviness begins to lift. Cultivating joy in your life isn't always easy, especially during trying times, yet it's essential. Think of the Israelites wandering in the desert. They faced numerous hardships, yet God provided them with manna, a reminder of His provision. They could have chosen despair, but through prayer and remembrance of God's faithfulness, they found joy in their journey. Establishing a daily routine of prayer, worship, and scripture reading opens the door to God's presence, where joy flourishes. Psalm 16:11 says, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." Adil. This isn't a promise reserved for the perfect moment. It's an invitation to experience joy each day. Consider practical ways to invite this joy into your mornings. Perhaps start with gratitude. As you wake, list 3 things you're thankful for. This simple act shifts your focus from what's lacking to the abundance surrounding you. You're claiming God's fortress with your words, fortifying your spirit against negativity. Then, move into prayer. Speak directly to God, acknowledging your needs and fears, but also declaring His might. Lord, I trust in your fortress around me. I know I can face today because you are my strength. These affirmations reinforce your faith. It's about acknowledging your circumstances but choosing to rise above them with joy. Worship can also be a powerful tool. Play a song that uplifts your spirit. Let the lyrics wash over you, reminding you of God's greatness. Worship shifts the atmosphere. It transforms a mundane morning into a sacred space filled with God's presence. You're not just singing, you're declaring that joy and might shall be your foundation. And when you dive into Scripture, let it speak to your heart. Open to Psalms or any passage that resonates with you. Read it aloud, claim its promises. Even on days when the world feels heavy, those words can pierce through doubt and fill you with joy. Don't forget the power of community. Surround yourself with those who uplift and encourage your faith. Share your struggles and victories. There's immense joy in hearing testimonies of God's faithfulness in others' lives. It reinforces that God's fortress is real and active, not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. As you go through your day, let that morning prayer echo in your mind. God, you are my mighty fortress. When challenges arise, remember that you've claimed God's protection. Whether it's a difficult meeting, a personal struggle, or a moment of uncertainty, recall that you're not facing it alone. God's fortress surrounds you, shielding your heart and mind. Sometimes joy might seem elusive, especially when life throws curveballs. But that's when you need it most. In those moments, return to your morning prayer. Reflect on God's past faithfulness. Think of times when He brought you through difficult seasons. Let those memories ignite joy in your heart, reminding you of His constant presence. Your voice matters. Speak out your prayers, your affirmations, your declarations. There's power in proclaiming God's promises. As you assert His might, you're not just seeking protection. You're inviting a joy that permeates every aspect of your life. Capture this moment every morning. Make it a sacred time. Settle into the knowledge that God's mighty fortress is your reality. With each prayer, you're reinforcing your faith, cultivating joy, and embracing the strength that comes from being enveloped in His presence. The world can try to knock you down, but with God's fortress around you, you stand firm. Let that thought resonate as you step into your day. This isn't just a nice idea, it's a truth to claim. Embrace it, live it, seek that joy, and let it guide you through whatever comes your way. Claim it, believe it, and let the day unfold under the protective cover of God's mighty fortress. Every morning presents a fresh opportunity to claim God's mighty fortress around you. Picture this. As the sun rises, you take a moment to pause, breathe, and invite His presence into your day. This isn't just a routine, it's an act of faith. The world outside may be chaotic, but within you lies the promise of divine protection and strength. Start your day with a simple prayer. It doesn't need to be elaborate. Just speak from the heart. Acknowledge God's sovereignty over your life. Say something like, "Lord, I trust in your mighty fortress surrounding me. Shield me from negativity, doubt, and anything that seeks to harm my spirit." This sets the tone for your day. The words spoken in faith carry weight. They manifest into reality, shaping your experiences. Consider how joy plays a key role in this process. Isaiah reminds us of the joy that is our strength. It's not just a feel-good emotion, it's a powerful force that connects us to God. Imagine facing a challenging situation at work or home. Instead of succumbing to stress or anxiety, remind yourself of the joy that comes from knowing God is with you. Let that joy be your anchor. It's the shield that helps you navigate through the storms of life. Now let's delve deeper into the difference between joy and happiness. Happiness often hinges on fleeting circumstances. A compliment, a good meal, or a sunny day can spark happiness, but it fades just as quickly. Joy, however, is rooted in a steadfast belief in God's promises. It's the quiet confidence that no matter what happens, you are secure in His love. When hardships arise, remember that joy is not dependent on external factors, cultivated through prayer and meditation on His Word. This is how you access the fortress around you. Think of practical ways to cultivate joy. Start small. Each morning, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. This could be the love of family, the beauty of creation, or simply another day to breathe. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. It's a powerful tool that fortifies your spirit. As you recognize God's blessings, your heart fills with joy, reinforcing the fortress He has built around you. Engage in daily rituals that nurture your spirit. Set aside time for reading Scripture. Psalms is a treasure trove of joy and encouragement. Let those verses sink into your heart. As you read, visualize God's mighty fortress enveloping you. Picture each word as a brick in the wall of protection He surrounds you with. Meditate on passages that speak of His faithfulness. These moments of connection anchor you in His presence, making it easier to face the day ahead. Worship is another powerful way to invite joy and claim that fortress. Whether you sing in the shower, hum in the car, or join a worship service, allow music to lift your spirit. Songs of praise remind you of God's greatness. They help you declare His sovereignty over your life. Let the lyrics wash over you, filling you with joy that transcends circumstances. This joy transforms the mundane into something sacred, reinforcing the mighty fortress around you. During the day, keep that connection alive. Whenever you feel the weight of the world pressing down, take a moment to breathe and pray. Acknowledge God's presence. It could be a quick whisper, "Thank you for your fortress." This simple act redirects your thoughts and grounds you in truth. It's a reminder that you're not alone in the battle. God's strength is your strength. As you navigate challenges, share this joy with others. It's contagious. When you radiate joy, you invite others into the fortress as well. Your smile, your encouraging words, and your willingness to listen can be a lifeline for someone else. Lift each other up. This community of faith reinforces the fortress not just for you, but for those around you. Picture this. You enter a meeting feeling anxious, but instead of letting that anxiety take hold, you remind yourself of God's mighty fortress. You focus on joy and let it fuel your confidence. You speak with clarity and grace, knowing that you are backed by divine strength. The result, not only do you navigate the meeting successfully, but you also inspire others with your calm assurance. In challenging moments, turn to Scripture. Habakkuk writes about joy even in the face of adversity. His words remind us that joy isn't dependent on circumstances. Even when the fig tree doesn't blossom, we can rejoice in the God of our salvation. This perspective shifts everything. When you claim that joy, you declare that no situation can diminish your spirit because it's anchored in something far greater. Let's not forget the power of community. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Engage in discussions about faith, joy, and God's promises. Share your victories and struggles. This fellowship reinforces the fortress around you. It's a reminder that you're not alone. Together, you can claim God's strength and joy in every circumstance. This is how you live out the promise of morning prayer to claim God's mighty fortress around you. It's about making intentional choices each day. It's about recognizing the joy that comes from God and letting it permeate every aspect of your life. By seeking His presence, embracing joy and sharing that joy with others, you actively participate in the protection and strength He offers. As you step into your day, remember, you are surrounded by a mighty fortress. Claim it. Live it. Allow that truth to guide you through whatever comes your way. Don't just let it be an idea. Let it become your reality. Embrace that joy, hold on to that faith, and experience the strength of God's mighty fortress around you.